I'm a robot vacuum cleaner, so yeah, I got one gig. I suck up dirt, so pardon my inferiority complex about Geico, who does so much more. Like, not only could they save their customers money on car insurance, but they got fast and friendly claim service too, and an award-winning mobile app. Plus access to licensed agents 24/7. Who am I kidding? I can't even do corners. Uh-oh, choking hazard. Popcorn kernels.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Golick and Wingo with you on a Friday morning. Glad you are here with us on ESPN Radio or watching on ESPN2. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. All phone guests will join us via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Coming up a little later on in this show, on this hour, Mike Vrabel, Titans head coach, will join us. We'll get Howie Long, Pro Football Hall of Famer, in the next hour. And Bob Herrick will join us, our ESPN golf analyst, to talk about what he saw out of Tiger Woods' return, which I thought went about as well as you could possibly go.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that.
We'll get into that a little bit later. We're also going to grill Golick a little bit later.
Yes.
So send in some of your tweets at hashtag grill Golick, and we will have some of those for you. In fact, you want to do that right now?
Let's do some
of
now.
those.
Why don't you grill me a little bit? I'm hungry.
Let's start a little grill Golick. Do we have a thing for grill Golick or no? No, not really. All right, sorry.
Seriously? We have nothing for grill Golick.
We'll just do this.
Nothing.
That's it. That's you.
All right.
And by the way, if you don't like that, I'd just like to say,
I've made a huge mistake.
There you go. That's the other one. All right, here we go. Grill Golick questions. You ready? Right. Robert wants to know, what is more enjoyable for you to eat? One gigantic donut or lots of little donuts? Hard-hitting ones right off the top.
Wow. So from a health standpoint, well, I guess it's tough to say that word and donuts, but at least yeah.
That was perfect. Just so people understand, from a health perspective, pause, it's hard to say that when I'm talking about donuts.
But you'll understand when I say it this way.
Okay.
With the little donuts, you can stop at some point, and they're little donuts, you can just stop. You can have a few and not eat them all. A big donut, to me, is a challenge. I can't eat like half a big donut and then stop.
No, you did eat 36 once.
Of the mini donuts. Yeah. It's just like a beer. I can't leave a beer with any in it. I have to finish them. So if I'm eating a big donut, I have to eat the whole thing, which is probably the way I would go. I would feel challenged at an oversized, large donut to eat the whole thing. So I will go with gigantic donut.
By the way, whenever I see the words little donuts together, all I think of is that great John Belushi sketch from Saturday Night Live where he's an Olympic athlete. And I logged a lot of miles for that day and downed a lot of little chocolate donuts.
Little chocolate was so good.
With a cigarette in his hand,
so
by the way.
Good.
Belushi was so great. He would have been 69, I think, last week or something. Man. Unbelievable. Okay, we continue. Ron wants to know, at Grill Golick, Oscar nominations came out this week. What was the best movie you saw?
When I saw Logan, I thought it was really, really, really
I thought
good.
I couldn't enjoy Logan because I hadn't seen all the other ones, but people tell me, no, that's not true.
I really liked Logan a lot. I did like, of the ones that are nominated, and I saw Get Out, I saw Dunkirk. I liked Lady Bird. I saw that one. Out of the ones I saw, I liked Lady Bird the best, but I have not seen all of them yet. But Logan, as far as one, I did like that one a lot.
I loved Get Out.
You did? I didn't really dig it. Yeah. I didn't like it. I thought I was going to like it better, but I didn't.
You know why? I saw it early, and there hadn't been a lot of hype about it and talk about it, so I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
What is going on here?
It was pretty wild when you're trying to, because we all sit at movies trying to figure out what direction it's going to go until that aha moment.
The worst part about this, and you can appreciate this, had a giant soda in there, so I had to leave and go to the bathroom for a minute. I left at the moment when you find out exactly what's happening.
Really?
And I was like, what did I miss? And my son looked at me and was like, you left at the worst.
There's an app. There's an app like a pee app.
Run Pee.
Run Pee, is that what it is?
Yeah, it was started by Carson Palmer's younger brother, Jordan Palmer.
For those that don't know what we're talking about, you can go to this app and it'll tell you the moments during a movie that you can run to the bathroom. Yeah. And you won't miss anything. You could have used it there.
I really could have used
Way
it
to go.
there.
Good job.
I did love that movie. Oh, hey, look what I found.
What?
It's time to grill Golick.
It's heating up a little bit.
With Golick and Wingo.
You feel better?
Yeah, I do.
There you go.
I do.
Right.
See who I had to punch after the show.
Not me. Steve wants to know, which NFL Pro Bowl skills event would you have been the best at?
I mean, you look at them, the talent competition, again, won by Justin Tucker for singing Ave Maria. I can't sing. Well, I can sing, but not like he sang.
Right.
And no chance. I can't play an instrument.
There are notes that would come out of your mouth.
Yeah. So there's dodgeball, kick-tack-toe, best hands, gridiron, gauntlet, precision passing. I'd have to stick with dodgeball just because that really kind of, hands, you're thinking more receivers and stuff, kick-tack-toe, the set of skills with your feet. Dodgeball, nobody's really used to playing dodgeball. So I think I would go into that and try and blend in with everybody else in that one. So I'd say dodgeball. And plus, just because
How would you blend in?
I want to blend in with the other people who don't normally play dodgeball.
So you would hide behind them?
No, I don't mean blend in. Blend in with their talents. Like if I go into the best hands competition, I'm not blending in. I'm the guy with the worst hands or the best hands. I go into dodgeball. All these guys have never played dodgeball, so we're all kind of hopefully the same type.
But they're all faster than you.
It's not all about speed.
What is it about that?
Duck, dodge. What are the other ones?
And can you catch?
You
just said you had the worst hands. You got to catch the dodgeball to get somebody out.
I can catch a dodgeball. I was a tight end in high school. Yeah, I can catch.
And you did pick off Troy Aikman once.
And I 3 interceptions, my friend.
3?
3.
Who were the other 2 against?
The other 2 were against Don Majkowski.
The Magic Man?
Magic Man and Jim Everett.
Okay.
There you go.
So
picked them all off, and they all tackled me.
That was where I was going next.
Yeah.
You know what, though? You did it.
Whatever.
You did it.
Whatever.
Donovan wants to know, Golic, you always talk about retiring in Arizona. Would you consider being Herm Edwards' defensive coordinator?
Listen, I would love to coach. I would. I don't know if after all the time doing all of this, I would want to go into something that full-time of like a D coordinator.
You'd just like to be a part-time coach?
No, like a D coordinator.
Water guy?
Yeah, I would. Let me put it this way.
Water bottle coach.
I'd like to go help somewhere. You know what I would like to do? Quite honestly, I would like to go help out at a high school.
You know what you would be great at?
What?
The get-back coach. Wouldn't he be the great get-back coach? This holding people back. Remember those coaches on the sidelines? Those coaches are going out there the field. You're the one pulling them back to make sure they don't get a penalty.
You're an idiot. Okay?
Why?
Because that's not coaching.
Well,
okay?
He's on the staff.
No.
You said you didn't want a full-time gig.
It
seemed to play to your strengths.
I just said
yeah.
I'd like to help out a high school. That's what I would like to do.
I'd already moved on to the idea of...
You'd already shut me out.
I've already moved on to the idea of you being the... Because some of those coaches are and the idea of you pulling them back, you could snap them back.
I couldn't do that because I was always someone getting yelled at to get back, so I couldn't be yelling at everybody.
Then you would be correcting your own issues.
No, wouldn't want to do it. Would not want that job because you know what that coach is? Hated.
Yes,
okay?
That's true.
I don't want to go into something where I'm hated.
Or he's loved because he keeps the team from getting a penalty.
No, he's hated by the players.
By the players.
I don't want to be hated by the players.
Okay, so we got Twitter questions, #Grill Golic. You can also call us at 860-506-5505 and leave your Grill Golic question. That's 860-506-5505. We have some of those.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Hey, Golic, who would win in a fight, a gorilla-sized chicken or a chicken-sized gorilla?
A gorilla-sized chicken or a chicken-sized gorilla?
This one's obvious.
I would go with the gorilla-sized chicken.
No. Yes, you would. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the size it's turning into.
This is a math. This is a physics problem.
Yeah,
this is a physics problem.
Bigger would be better there. I think.
I would agree.
Right?
I would agree.
Yeah.
We got time for one more?
Yeah, do another
one more. You want to do your choice. You want to do an email or you want to do Twitter?
No, I mean
voicemail or Twitter.
Voicemail.
Voicemail. All right, here we go. Another one.
Morning, guys. What is the one thing that will allow the impossible to happen? And by that, I mean letting the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Patriots on next Sunday. The only thing I can think of is if Tom Brady doesn't eat enough avocado ice cream. So let me know. Thanks, guys.
I agree with Dan Quinn. It's line play.
Yeah.
I go right up to the guys up front, how well that Philly O-line is playing, and Fletcher Cox on that interior defensive line. Now, they have other really good D linemen as well. I don't want to sell them short, but I absolutely agree that this is a line of scrimmage game. Can the O-line control it and the D-line get pressure? Again, Jacksonville got 3 sacks, but New England adjusted. They chipped the ends, and Jacksonville did not adjust to that. So they were basically rushing with 2 rushers on the inside. One of the few times they blitz with Myles Jack, he gets a great shot on Tom Brady. They didn't do that enough. New England adjusted. Jacksonville didn't. And the one thing I love about Philly attacks. They attack.
And to that point, that's what you have to do. I think if there's anything we've learned over the last couple of years, and I've talked about this with a lot of Eagles fans over the last week, if you're going to beat the Patriots, you have to finish them. You have to finish them. You cannot miss opportunities. Ask the Falcons. Ask the Jaguars. You can't on 3rd and 1 give up a strip sack with a 16-point lead with 7.5 minutes to play. You can't, when you're up by 10 in the fourth quarter, allow them a 3rd and 18. Because the Patriots are not going to beat themselves.
No.
That's the one thing I can guarantee you. They are not going to beat themselves. What you have to do is sweep the leg.
Yeah.
You have to go total Cobra Kai on these guys.
You do.
You
exactly
can't
right.
give them an ounce. You can't give them a sniff. You can't give them a hope, because the strip sack in the Super Bowl gave them life. Tom Brady said it. We played it this week. When they converted that 3rd and 18, it was like, we can do this.
Yep.
And once you give them life, they will suck the life out of you, and they will destroy and crush your soul.
Yeah, and listen, Jim Schwartz, the D coordinator, is going to try and put pressure on Tom Brady. He's not just going to be satisfied with a 4-man rush unless it's getting home, but when New England adjusted like they did to Jacksonville didn't do anything to adjust back.
You have to take away their hope. That's what you have to do.
Sweep the leg.
Otherwise,
do you have a problem with that?
Otherwise, no, not at all. Otherwise, they're going to do that to you. All right, Golic and Wingo on ESPN Radio and ESPN2. We just went dark there.
Yeah, we did.
I mean,
well, no, that's what he says to him. Do you have a problem with that?
Exactly. Cobra Kai. We are getting you set. We got Mike Vrabel coming up in just a little bit. By the way, and I've said this before, and we'll ask Mike about this, Vrabes has one of the greatest statistical lines in the history of sports. As a linebacker, 12 catches, 12 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Twice in the Super Bowl.
Is he the greatest receiver ever?
He better be, and he better claim that when he comes on the show.
Claim the title.
So you take the title, hold up the belt, Vrabes. By the way, we will also want to know, what are your odd statistical things in sports that you find fascinating? I'll give you another one, okay?
Okay.
Stan Musial, Hall of Fame baseball player.
Right.
Stan the man.
All right.
Career hits, 3,630. 1,815 at home, 1,815 on the road.
Really?
He was the same guy whether he was playing in his home park or wherever.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's the picture of consistency. Right
okay,
there.
So those are kind of the statistics you're looking for.
So if there's a weird stat that you like and you think is pretty cool, hit us up on our social feed at Golic and Wingo and hashtag weird stat that I like, or just weird stat. Our researcher Brett will make sure all of these are correct, by the way, before we put them out there. But there are those kind of things, like the Super Bowl one with Chris Long and LeGarrette Blount maybe doubling that club of back-to-back Super Bowls with 2 different teams. So send those up to us.
I like that.
Yeah, those are good.
I like that. I still can't believe you want me to be a get-back coach.
Well, why not? You're good. You'd be good at it. You pull those guys
what,
back.
in all truthfulness, I would really like to do, in all honesty. Now, I would like to help out high schools. Like in you know what I think I could be good at? A, from the college side, I think I would be good to be on the committee. Mm-hmm. Okay. And B, for the NFL, I think I'd be a good scout. I would love to be a scout. Because I love going to watch the players.
Well, you like the OLDL drills at the Senior Bowl, and I like the linebackers, and they were doing linebackers, running backs, and tight ends, wide receivers, DBs. I love all that. I definitely think I could break down players pretty well. But would you like to do that? Because I think you said you wanted a part. Like, scouting is a full-time thing, man. You're on the road. You're doing all this stuff. Would you want to do that?
Well, scouting full time. I mean, it's only during the season. Yeah. I mean, as far as traveling. You can't watch anybody go play, in March.
I still think you should be a get-back coach.
I'm not going to be a get-back coach.
He would be the greatest get-back coach.
Not going to be a
get-back coaches.
Let me try this. Get back!
Okay, done. We'll get back on schedule. Golic and Wingo on ESPN Radio and ESPN2. Let's do What's Trending. And I guess we'll find out, Mike, if this is actually going to be trending.
Okay.
The XFL is coming back, although it's in no way, shape, or form like the old XFL. It couldn't be less like the old XFL, except for the letters, the XFL, if you believe Vince McMahon. The WWE founder and chairman said the league will feature 8 teams, play a 10-week schedule, but he wouldn't say how they're going to do it. He wouldn't say when they're going to do it. He wouldn't say any specifics, and it's going to be in 2 years. So what do we really think is going to happen?
Well, again, it's completely different from the XFL we saw for the 1 year, which came out of the gate. The first week a game had a rating of 10, the second of 4, and then after that it was basically nothing. The LA Extreme, I think, was the team that won the first and only championship, quarterbacked by Tommy Maddox. And they're going completely the opposite. None of the cheerleaders, none of the crazy violence and names and things like that. It's going to be straight football. For one, I hope it works because I don't think there are enough opportunity for the amount of football players to play football to have a chance to play football, and this would give that to them. But there are many questions on whether it be successful or not. While he says it's not a feeder league to the NFL, a lot of the guys in that league playing will be trying to get to the NFL or get back to the NFL they were once in and not in anymore. There's so many questions, Trey. Again, it would be February to April, so it's not interfering with the NFL season, but you have the medical side of it, facility side of it. There's a lot to look at, union side of it, about how it would all work. I think giving themselves 2 years this time as opposed to 1 year the last time, that in 1 year sounds like a long time, but when you're setting up something like this, I think
logistics
the product
are a nightmare.
Was rushed out there. So now I think twofold. You have time to really set it up how you want it to give it a fair chance of working, or you realize in that time period, you know what? This isn't going to work, and it never really gets off the ground.
Right. I still don't have a TV partner.
I think it's a fair question. Is it more percentage right now that it's successful or even starts?
I agree.
Right out of the gate. But I, for one, I hope it works just for, as I said, more opportunities. Again, 10 teams, 40 players. You do the math. It's 400 opportunities for people to play, 400 players to play more football. So I dig that.
Again, 40-man roster, one of the things they said is going to be safer. A smaller roster doesn't sound to me like it's going to be safer.
There are a lot of things to wonder about in this. A 2-minute window, how you doing that? You're right, no marketing or TV partners now. A lot of questions to be asked that he didn't have the answers to now because maybe he doesn't have the answers to right now. And I think that's why the 2 years is some time to, okay, let's see where we can go with this if it even get off the ground.
Look, and we both want it to succeed.
Yes, we do.
Because we like football and we like to see players have an opportunity.
Yep.
We're just skeptical that it actually can or will
very much so
at some point. Staying with what's trending, approximately 400 Super Bowl prop bets have been posted in Las Vegas. And people, make sure we understand what prop bets are.
Right.
They have nothing to do with the actual outcome of the game. It's all weird things that may or may not happen.
This is how long over under on the time of the national anthem being
coin
sung.
Flip, heads or
coin
tails.
Flip, the dress someone is wearing. Right. Or I mean, that's what this is.
Most points in a quarter.
The one of the best crossover ones right now is gold medals the U.S. gets in the Winter Olympics and total points of the first quarter. So let me spell that out a little for you. In the Sochi Olympics in 2014 in Russia, the U.S. got 9 gold medals. So what it would be is if there were 9 gold medals, total points scored in the first quarter of the Super Bowl, above or below 9. And remember, the New England Patriots in the Bill Belichick, Tom Brady era of all their Super Bowls have never scored in the first quarter. Nope. That's a great prop bet. It is a really great bet.
Or just will the Patriots score in the fourth quarter?
I just love that bet. I think that's so cool.
Yeah. By the way, the Olympics would not end in Pyeongchang until February 25th. So you have to wait a while.
You got to wait a little while.
But that's a good one, though.
I completely agree.
You're just hoping for points.
Yes.
You want to see a donut up there in the points column.
Unless you pick the Olympics and you're hoping for medals. Then you're watching the Olympics. Maybe you wouldn't have watched just to see our Americans win gold.
That would be good.
Yeah,
that would be good. All right, we continue. Tiger Woods back. By the way, I shot a 72 at the Farmers Open, and it's funny as we're doing this right now, I'm watching the highlight on ESPN where he almost had a hole-in-one, one of his best shots on the day. Even par 72, his first official PGA Tour event since this event a year ago. And, it was level par, and I think steady is the best word to describe what we saw at him yesterday.
Yeah, he had 19 putts inside 5 feet. He had 12 putts outside of 10 feet. Nothing in the 6 to 10 range. So for those 12, he was
irons off.
Doing a lot of lag putting, but driving average 299 yards. He was hitting the ball well there. You mentioned the irons. I thought, listen, I think if you said, hey, your first round back, Tiger, you're shooting even. And not a crazy double bogey here,
right.
3 par or 3 birdies, 3 bogeys. Nothing crazy, too crazy. This is you're going to shoot for the first round. I think he'd take that.
Totally
I think he would take that. The main thing he would take is walking off that course, not being in pain. Man, if you watch Jason Day play, holy smokes, tough. Watching him bend down, his back looked horrible, and we've seen Tiger go through that. So it's feeling pain-free after that, getting up this morning being pain-free. Those are the key things for Tiger, and then you go to his play.
Yeah, look, he was steady, and having been away from it so long, you just want to be on an even keel. And once you sort of get a feel and get into the tournament and playing tournament golf, then you're like, okay, we can maybe dial it up a little bit here. That was the best thing. The best things that I saw from him. One, it was a steady performance. He didn't have the two-way miss. The two-way miss is the death for any professional golfer because then you're trying to figure out, okay, what am I correcting because it's missing left and right. His misses were essentially right. There was one weird sequence where he hit the driver and he immediately let go of the club. and then it was like 290 down the middle. So
Yeah.
that one flummoxed him
I'd love that
completely.
mistake.
That would be terrible,
Yeah.
right? I hate to be doing that every time. But the push to the right seemed to be his miss. And when Tiger's on, he plays a fade more than anything anyway, because that's a little baby cut. Jack Nicklaus won 18 majors, by the way, playing that way. So I think that he can handle maybe that little the snap hook to the left. That's the one where you're like, what am I doing? I'm out of sync. My upper body and lower body are completely not together. For the most part, the swing looked tied in, and it was pain-free. It wasn't stressful. There weren't, a bunch of 12 to 10 foot putts for par. And I think that's the thing that he was happy about. He's just working off rust. He's working off rust right now.
I say he goes under par today.
I hope. I think so too.
I think he goes under par.
I think he got the fact that he finished that at level par. And there's 2 courses. I'm not sure. Brett, can we find out
played
which
the South?
Yeah, which course is he playing today? Can we find out which one?
He's playing the East.
He's playing the North course.
He's playing the North today.
It's a joke,
and I think that's.
obviously.
I think that's the easier of the two 18s. If I'm not.
It is
mistaken.
supposed to be the easier one.
Yeah. So we'll see if he can go under
The
par.
key
today.
here is make the cut, get 2 more days of golf, and get in that rhythm.
Yeah, and
Right?
so it's just nice to see him back with an opportunity more than anything else. Glad you're with us on Golic and Wingo, ESPN Radio and ESPN2. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. All phone guests join us on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line, including our next guest
The greatest non-receiver of all time.
in the history of the Super Bowl and in the playoffs, and really anywhere you want to
We
put it.
want him to say it.
Yes, we want him to do it, and hopefully he'll acknowledge and hold up that belt. Mike Vrabel, the Titans' new head coach, obviously played a lot of years with the Patriots in Kansas City. He's with us now. And, Mike, congratulations on being the new head coach of the Titans. But really, your biggest accomplishment is 12 catches for 12 touchdowns in your career, twice in the Super Bowl, right?
Good morning, guys. I don't know about that, but the Super Bowl was it was pretty cool because it was just amazing situations, the way those plays happened. The Super Bowls will be the one that stick out, obviously.
I mean, come on, that's the greatest thing in the world. I mean, you're a linebacker. You went 10 for 10 in the regular season, then twice in Super Bowls, once in 38 and 39. Did they say to you at one point, look, we're going to keep doing this until you drop one, and then we're never going to do it again?
No, I mean, I was out there a lot more times than just 12 times. You know what I mean? I basically became the goal line. I knew Friday I would get the install. I'd walk in the morning. They'd hand me the sheet. I'd memorize the plays, and then I practiced it, and then we may not be on goal line that week, but it was always up for 4 or 5 years. And then I was out there. Other guys would catch touchdowns. We'd run the ball, not behind me, but we'd run the ball. And it just happened to be because I scored it. Somebody said every time he's in there, they're throwing the ball. It wasn't like that.
Okay, but you were 100%. That's the best part.
I want to go even further.
How far? I didn't even have to go that far. I don't even know how to tuck the ball away. All I had to do was catch it and then spike it. I don't even know how to tuck the ball away. I was interviewing guys about a running back's job, and I'm talking about ball security. I'm like, teach me ball security. I've never carried the ball. I've never taken a handoff.
Mike, don't sell yourself short because
embrace this.
Plenty of people have dropped the ball in that situation, and I want to take it a step further. In practice, whenever you practiced it, did you ever drop one in practice, or are you a perfect catch percentage?
Well, I think one time Rodney Harrison might have hog-tied me and
penalty,
horse collared me and caused a penalty, and I didn't catch it, but I don't remember. I just it was vicious when I would go down. We'd do a goal line 7-on-7, and they were like, "What side are you going on? You coming on our side, or you going to the offense?" And I'm like, "I'm going to offense," and they would try to destroy me, and it was fun. It was those practices, and that's what we're going to try to. We're going to try to create competition in our practices. We're going to try to have energy. Just because that's what I know. Those guys, pros, competing at the highest level in practice against each other.
Well, just so you know, as Mike Vrabel, the Titans head coach, is with us now, we've been pumping this thing all along because I think that's one of the great stat lines in the history of sports, and we have a bunch of people tweeting us in other bizarrely interesting sports facts. It was all spurred by this conversation. I just want you to know that.
Good, but that's not going to help us win games, and that's not our players aren't going to care about that, and it was fun, and it was a part of my playing career.
Dude, you need to hold it over every receiver on that Titans team. I just want you to know that they have you've done something that they may never do. But let's go to the task at hand now, which is the new head coach of the Tennessee Titans. It was kind of a weird situation with what happened with Mike Mularkey. What's the one thing you think this team needs to get better at to go beyond where they did this past year, which was obviously to the divisional round?
Well, I think we're going to start by making sure that we're all aligned and that we're all heading in the same direction. I think it's important that that there's a clear message, that I deliver a clear message, that the players are able to understand. I really don't know what went on here. Really, I don't care, because it's not, every year is a new year. And I think that change in the NFL happens every year. There's new players. There's going to be turnover. The rosters are going to change. There's going to be a draft. New coaches come in. New coaches leave. And our players need to understand that. But, we have some time, and I think that's the thing. I'm trying to reach out to all our players as I go down in this first few days of talking to them and letting them know how excited I am and what they can expect from me. And just trying to get to know them, asking about their families, where they are in the off season. Are they going to be in Nashville? Can they come in, swing by the office, whatever? Just getting to know the guys on my team.
From the standpoint of being a head coach, Mike, you started after your playing days, started coaching at Ohio State, obviously to the Texans, and then here as a head coach. I haven't been in that part of the world of the coaches. Do the high percent of coaches, even when they start out, have dreams of becoming a head coach? And obviously you did. And when for you was the realization, I can really become, I believe I can be a head coach in the NFL?
I think that's a great question. If every coach, did you as a player want to be a Pro Bowl player and make all pro when you made it to the NFL?
Yes.
Yeah. And so I think that as you coach and you do anything, you probably aspire to do it at the highest level and go as far as you can go, maximize whatever potential you have. I think I did try to do it. Every other player, every guy that plays football, my son, your son wanted to go to the NFL. Whether they make it there, whether they don't make it, I think that they are in their minds trying to get there. Things along the way probably make it happen or don't make it happen. Decisions that you make, the effort that you put in, instincts, all the timing, all these different things, these variables go into it. And so I don't know when that process was. Urban Meyer told me that I should prepare as I was the head coach of the defensive line at Ohio State. And I said, okay, I will do that, and I will start with 12 guys. I'll evaluate, I'll recruit, I'll develop, I'll install, I'll coach, and that was with 12 guys. And then you move on, and it's a larger group, and it's a larger group, and then at some point in time now it's the entire team.
That's a great line by him, that's for sure. And as far as play today, listen, we now that you have to oversee the entire team, but we know the most important position is that quarterback position. And how it used to be in the league years ago was quarterback plays in college, and then they come and they have to fit into a system of the NFL. There seems to be a bit of a difference now, and I think Marcus Mariota is a great example of that, of taking the skills they have in college and kind of using some of the college into the pros as well. Have you seen that, and is that something you obviously would like to keep going instead of making the round peg fit in the square hole, kind of bring college into it as well?
I've always and will continue to be about players are more important than plays. And whether we're doing it defensively, whether we're doing it offensively, on special teams, we're going to do things that our players are good at. Like, it doesn't make any sense to do things that our players aren't comfortable doing. So we're going to we're going to get the best coaches to take our players and their skill set and do things that they do well. And then we're going to have to try to fix and change the things that they don't do well, and then come up with a game plan every week to help us win.
Mike Vrabel with us, the new head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And, Mike, you made some interesting comments at your introductory press conference.
Yeah.
Basically, we all knew it. I mean, it's all true.
Yeah, it is.
But, you said, our farm system is college football. Nick Saban, we pay him $10 million. Yeah. Urban Meyer, we pay him to be our farm system and develop players. I'm just curious.
That's a huge compliment. I've learned so much from those guys. Been able to meet with Nick and go over there and get to know Nick, and obviously work for Urban. And I know the types of players. We have this conversation all the time. When you get players from those programs, those types of programs, they're ready to play. I mean, these guys have been prepared like pros. And then we take players from other schools, and we have to work and develop and teach them a routine, teach them how to take care of their body, teach them how to lift, teach them how to get training, teach them how to study tape and all these things. And then some other programs, and these guys are pros. They come in and they're pro football players, and they're ready to go. Yeah, they need some fine tuning and continue to get better, But that was a huge compliment for those guys. I mean, they are at the top of their field in what they do.
Did either one of them say, "Hey, hold up, I don't work for you, Vrabes. What's going on here?"
No, no. But I think that they would know that was a compliment. That the players that they are putting out into the National Football League are highly successful players. The players that they bring into their program, develop, and then send on to the next level are very good players.
Mike Vrabel with us, the Titans head coach.
I was just curious, how did you guys, I guess, take it? Or
when we heard it, we said, "Wow, he said something that's very true that nobody's ever said
before." Right,
and then we kind of chuckled and said, "Oh, I wonder how those coaches are going to take that."
We're all working for Mike, is what we did. No, but it was
no, when I use the term "we," like I just mean that's a collective term. Like the Ohio State clearly pays Urban Meyer, and he does a great job, and he's compensated, for the product that he puts on the field and the amount of guys that graduate. I mean, we're trying to get as many guys that have graduated college that are great football players that can help us win.
Well,
yeah, you were right with what you said.
No question about that. And Mike, as you're here with us, I've used you as an example just to try and put people's heads around what we're seeing from the Patriots we'll never see again. Okay, you are now a head coach in the NFL. The last time the Eagles played the Patriots in a Super Bowl 39, you caught a touchdown pass from Tom Brady. You're now a head coach. Brewski's working with me here on NFL Live, and Brady is still slinging it. I mean,
I know, it's amazing.
Can you try and people understand? This will never happen again. What we're seeing with Brady and Belichick, this kind of longevity from those two together, it's statistically impossible. This will never happen again in the history of football.
Well, it's clearly going to give Marcus and I something to shoot for, isn't it?
True.
But it's impressive, and I was lucky enough to be a part of a lot of new players in Bill's second year in New England, and then watching Tom Brady's development to where he is now and how he's been able to sustain the success over a long period of time is impressive. The consistency in which they do things is clearly a benchmark for everybody that coaches and plays in this league.
Well, Mike, we appreciate you being with us. Best of luck with the Titans, and I'm looking forward to seeing you give it to the receivers how good your stats are, and B, looking for the linebacker that will be Mike Vrabel.
No, coaching up, it's Watt.
Yeah,
J.J. Watt.
Well,
no, we did it for the Texans.
Well,
Didn't you help him?
Yeah, I was
did
say,
you
I don't
coach
know
him?
I'll go in the locker room and look for him, but I don't think he's in there.
Yeah,
but did you help him out at all when you were in Houston?
Well, yeah. I mean, when he's there, I help any player on our team that I can help and make better. I try to do, and
yeah, but
especially on the goal line, I said, "Hey, here's what you do. It's like a pass rush. Get past that guy as fast as you can and look for the ball. Don't overcoach athletes." I said, "Just make that guy miss and then run away from him and hopefully catch the ball."
Yeah, but he dropped one.
Yeah,
so you still got it on him, Mike. we appreciate you being with us. Best of luck, man.
Okay, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
We roll on Golic and Wingo. We're reading tweets. By the way, Todd McShay tweeted in. I love how real Vrabel was on Golic and Wingo this AM. And we love Todd listening and watching the show. And Todd, just to know, you're going to be on almost every day between now and the draft.
Yeah, there you
congratulations.
Go. I really do. You think? And I think I agree with him. If you're a ball player, you want to reach the height from a team wise. You want to win a Super Bowl, and personally, you want to make the Pro Bowl. You want to be the best in your business. So I wonder, does that mean everybody wants to be a head coach? If you are decide you want to go into the coaching world, do you eventually want to be a head coach at the highest level in the NFL, or I guess even in college, whatever? Is that what you aspire to be, is the head coach?
Well, I think that's true. But I think that there's also something to be said for knowing what you are and knowing what you aren't.
Right.
I mean, there are a lot of guys that I think eventually they're going to get a head coaching offer and they take it, but some guys are just better at being coordinators.
But I guess I wonder, do you start out, when you start out your coaching career, you say, I want this eventually to lead me to be a head coach, and then as you're an assistant coach, maybe you get that realization, you know what? Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I'm good, like here, just to be a coordinator or a position coach, and I'm fine there. It's an interesting thought to me on where coaches feel that way, if they want to at least try it, and then maybe get to that level, try it and say, okay, if it didn't work out for them, okay, this wasn't for me. I'll go back to being that coordinator or position coach.
It is, but I think the most important thing is everyone feels like they have to be this sometimes. What I loved about Vrabel was that he clearly had a plan from the first job he got as an assistant under Urban Meyer at Ohio State. Once Urban said, play this and coach this up like you are the head coach of the defensive line.
Right, I did like that,
and it seemed like to Mike, that put him in the mindset, okay, if this is the way it has to be, I get it now, and that can lead me to this. That was the most impressive thing I took away from Vrabel, because look, a lot of the problems for the Tennessee Titans are on the offensive side of the ball.
Yes.
And his specialty is, well, besides catching touchdowns, is really on the defensive side. So I think Vrabel is going to be really good at finding guys and giving them the same instructions that Urban Meyer gave him.
So again, 12 passes thrown to him, 12 catches, 12 touchdowns, 2 in Super Bowl. Statistical anomalies, we're looking for them. There's 2 out there that we're looking to find out about. I got a couple of tweets. Somebody said Brett Favre's first completed pass to himself as a Packer was to himself, like a batted ball back to himself.
Also very good.
Okay. And the other one, how about this one? Somebody said that a human being can beat an Indy car in the first 30 feet of a race, which would be 10 yards.
I don't know.
So could a human coming out of a start go 10 yards if the Indy car starts at the same time? I don't know the pickup of an Indy car, but for 10 yards.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
There may be a human. I know I couldn't do it. I can promise you that. I mean, there may be
That's
a
interesting
human.
to me.
Get Usain Bolt out there. See if that'll work.
He usually has bad starts.
That's
He's
true.
not a great starter.
You're exactly right. Rudy Gatlin usually has better starts.
Better starts, and then
who is it? Justin Gatlin.
Gatlin. And then, what's his name goes running by you and just kind of smiles.
And just waves.
Yeah.
Coming up, who's smiling right now?
Who's
a
that?
Hall of Famer whose son's playing in a second straight Super Bowl. He'll join us next.
About.
Stay with us. Golic and Wingo. Woo! John Tyler.